While the 2025 Formula One grid is mostly set, the driver market is quietly preparing for what could be one of the biggest shakeups in the sport's history. A few key decisions for 2026 are still hanging in the balance, but the bigger story is what's coming next. A perfect storm is brewing. Radical new car regulations in 2026 could completely reset the competitive order. Several top drivers have contracts that expire at the end of that year, and a generation of legends may be heading for retirement. The rumors circulating are not just wild speculation. They are serious, realistic possibilities that could change the face of Formula One. First, let's look at the immediate decisions for 2026. At Alpine, the situation has been resolved. After a difficult start to the 2025 season, rookie Jack Doohan was replaced by Franco Colapinto after just 6 races. Colapinto also struggled initially, but a recent slight improvement in his performance might have convinced Alpine to confirm him for the 2026 season alongside Pierre Gasly. The team is expected to officially announce the long-awaited extension, which would bring stability to the French outfit. Despite Colapinto being a crash-prone driver, it's not as if Alpine has been performing particularly well recently. His audacity in disobeying team orders in Austin when told not to fight Gasly might seem problematic, but it's exactly the kind of thing that brings a smile to Flavio Briatore's face. The most complicated situation for 2026 is within the Red Bull family. The original plan was for Isaac Hadjar to be promoted from the junior team, Racing Bulls, to the main Red Bull racing team to partner Max Verstappen. This would have left Yuki Tsunoda, the current driver, without a seat. However, Tsunoda's recent performances, especially at the Mexican Grand Prix, have thrown a wrench in those plans. He was just 0.2 of a second off Verstappen in qualifying and showed strong race pace. This has forced Red Bull to delay their decision until the end of the season, around the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As Red Bull team principal Laurent Mekies said, Tsunoda making steps forward is one of the reasons why we want to take a bit more time before we make a decision. This delay is also a lesson learned from the messy situation with Liam Lawson at the start of the 2025 season. In a surprising move, Lawson was initially promoted to Red Bull Racing, only to be demoted back to Racing Bulls after just 2 races in a direct swap with Tsunoda. Red Bull wants to avoid that kind of instability again. The team learned the hard way that making rushed decisions can backfire, and they're determined not to repeat that mistake. This leaves 2 main scenarios for the Red Bull teams in 2026. If Hadjar is promoted, Tsunoda is likely out of the Red Bull program, with a move to IndyCar being a strong possibility. Reports have linked him to Dale Coyne Racing, where he could follow in the footsteps of other former F1 drivers who found success in America. This would open a seat at Racing Bulls for promising rookie Arvid Lindblad to partner Liam Lawson. His manager, Nicholas Todt, is reportedly already exploring other options. If Ferrari's 2026 car is not a winner, Leclerc could be on the move. The most likely destination is Aston Martin, especially if Fernando Alonso, who will be over 45 years old by then, decides to retire. The new Honda engine partnership at Aston Martin from 2026, combined with the potential influence of design guru Adrian Newey, makes them a very attractive option. Aston Martin is investing heavily in its future, and it has the resources to build a championship-winning team. For Leclerc, it could be the fresh start he needs. Another serious possibility is Mercedes. If George Russell fails to meet the performance targets in his contract, a seat could open up, and Mercedes would love to have a proven winner like Leclerc to lead their team in the post-Hamilton era. Mercedes has always been about having the best drivers, and Leclerc fits that profile perfectly. And that brings us to the biggest rumor of all, Max Verstappen to Mercedes. It's the move that never seems to go away. While Verstappen is contracted to Red Bull until 2028, the 2026 regulation changes could change everything. If Red Bull fails to produce a dominant car and Mercedes gets it right, the temptation for Verstappen to switch to the Silver Arrows would be immense. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff has made no secret of his admiration for Verstappen, and the fact that the team only confirmed George Russell and new rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli for 2026 deliberately leaves the door open for a superstar signing afterward. It would be the biggest driver transfer in F1 history, and it's a realistic possibility. Verstappen has shown in the past that he's willing to consider his options if Red Bull is not competitive. and Mercedes would move heaven and earth to sign him. This puts immense pressure on George Russell. He recently confirmed that his Mercedes seat beyond 2026 is not guaranteed. His contract contains performance clauses that he must meet in 2026 to secure his future with the team. "My seat for 2027 is in my hands," Russell said, acknowledging the pressure.